All right, Mike. Testing. Testing.
Testing. Able, Baker, Charlie, dog. Able, Baker, Charlie, dog.
At 25 feet, I heard him clearly. I released a marker. The gadget was lowered to 50 feet.
Testing 2. I am testing sibilance. 6 slim, silky sandwiches sat softly. Repeat.
6 slim, silky sandwiches sat softly.
Dr. Newman's invention tested out beautifully. It was a real advance in underwater communication. I didn't know then that through this same gadget, I would hear my death sentence.
Nelson?
Yeah. That's my name.
Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Ramon Amador Fierro y Aguilar, Eagle Trading Company. You can call me Ray.
Hi, Ray.
I'll lay it on the table. I need a first-class diver who can do some training.
You mean teach skin diving, huh?
Exactly. I have 2 geologists, and I need them trained to dive. What we're after is underwater.
Buried treasure?
Do I look like a sucker? No, sir. This is real. My company holds a government concession for diamond mining and dredging along a certain river. We have reason to believe that along the river mouth there's a fabulously rich bed of gemstones. Very rich. Now, we'd want a contract for your services for at least 10 weeks, teaching 2 of my geologists to dive. We'll pay all your fees plus all expenses. And if all goes well, a nice bonus. Here's your advance. Now, how soon can you leave?
Well, I'm free now.
Tomorrow, then?
Tomorrow.
Wonderful. That's what I like. American get up and go. Hasta luego, señor.
Hasta luego. I accepted the job on an impulse. 24 hours later, we took off for South America. After 12 hours flying time, we arrived in Panama. Here, we changed to a chartered plane and touched down at night in a small jungle airport, close to the river delta. Early next morning, I had a chance to look at the countryside. It was snake country, all right. But snakes don't usually bother you underwater, I thought. I sighted a giant alligator in the shallows. Then more snakes. And more alligators. Soon we reached our base of operation, a native fishing boat anchored in the middle of the river.
Mike, meet Harry Barnes and Sam Finelli.
Barnes?
Hey, Mike. Pleasure.
Finelli?
Welcome to the end of the world.
What do I do with this?
Careful with that equipment, Sam. That's for your new job.
Say, Mike, is this valve, is it constant?
No, don't worry. No, it's compensating. It adjusts the water pressure down to 200 feet if you have to go down that far.
200 feet? And me nervous in a bathtub. Well, when do we start?
Right now, Sam.
We started that afternoon with the essentials. First, above water. They worked and learned fast. The next day, I took them down for the first time. Both men were good swimmers.
Still training. How much longer?
As long as necessary. It's a whole new world down there. Divers got to know the rules.
Yeah, he's right, Ramon. I get much less nervous down here every day.
It's 2 weeks already. Why not dredge the bottom for those diamonds? It's all the same water.
No, it isn't. At 20 feet, it's something you bathe in. But deeper, well, it's a pressure. It's like a vice. It could kill you.
All right, then, no worries. But tell me this. When are you going to take them all the way down to the bottom?
Maybe tomorrow.
On our next dive, I took them down to deeper waters. The pressure wasn't bad, but the tides and current were another story. First the river going out, then the ocean surging in. The first time the full force of the tide hit Finelli, he was knocked off his feet. When I grabbed him, he panicked and fought. It took some doing to get him up.
What was that? What hit me? Current. It's not too dangerous if you just ride along with it until you can swim free. Well, we'll work along the shore for a while. Current's not bad there. And it's not too deep.
Yeah, sure. But I'm not going diving again. Not today.
Alagala, tell the crew to keep that air compressor going full time, huh?
Comienza los motores y que siga la compresión toda la noche. Ándale, pronto.
Now they were ready to begin actual mining operations. We were busy on the bottom when Barnes suddenly looked up and sighted a giant water snake slithering out of a cave. Snakes like to strike at moving targets. I signaled them to remain motionless. But my friends were too panicky to obey me. They surfaced as fast as they could. I followed them only because I was responsible for their safety. I was closest to the snake, so the anaconda picked me as his victim, and in 2 seconds flat, I was imprisoned in a murderous embrace. Luckily, a snake's grip underwater is not as powerful as on dry land. Otherwise, all my ribs would have been cracked. My wet diving suit was almost as slippery as the snake's skin. I twisted and turned and finally got out of his awful coils.
Thanks a lot, fellas. You're a great help.
Sorry, Mike.
Now, next time that you come face to face with an anaconda, freeze. Don't move. He'll strike at anything that moves.
He was almost 30 feet long. I've never seen anything so huge.
20 feet, anyway.
Well, 20 feet, 30 feet, I don't care how long he was a snake, and I don't like snakes. And next time I go down, I'm taking a gun.
Take my 38.
Make me feel better, too.
Good, let's get it.
Take an hour break, huh? I got some rigging that I gotta do anyway.
They needed time to rest their nerves, so I decided to set up the hydrophone rig. I had promised Dr. Newman to check his invention under actual field conditions. The others were too busy to pay attention to what I was doing. I rigged up the microphones and checked the connecting lines. The principle of the gadget was really simple, but the titanium vibrating head was a very sensitive instrument with many transistors. I still didn't know to what extent the currents, the rolling and the pitching of the boat, and the humidity would affect the sensitive parts. The hydrophone had to pass many more tests before it could be offered to the Navy. I inspected the loudspeaker assembly, checked the adjustments and all the connecting lines. I lowered it slowly to a depth of 15 feet. Then I went below. Turned on the power.
How do you feel, Harry?
I'm okay, Sam. Give me a hand when it's weight, will you? I want to put the football on here.
And everything checked out all right. They came down soon after, and they started to work collecting rocks in the bottom. I joined them to help. They acted like real experts. They knew which ones to pick and which ones to discard. They seemed to be very happy about certain ones that they found. We filled our sacks and surfaced.
This is definitely a gemstone.
I see. So that's a diamond, huh?
Second quality, worth 3,000 American dollars.
This is part of an alluvial deposit. The whole thing will run probably 600 carats. Boat.
Quick, get down below.
Wait. Hey, what's this all about?
I'll explain later. Come on up, fellas.
What's the idea?
Take it easy, Mike. Take it easy.
That was a patrol boat, wasn't it? For the government.
Yes, it was.
You've got no permit to work this area, have you? And that diamond is no more yours than if you'd picked somebody's pocket.
Relax, Mike. We don't want any trouble.
Try to understand. We've worked for years trying to locate this find.
Well, it's too bad that it had to be on somebody else's property.
Don't throw moral judgments at us. We've sweated our blood out down here for 10 years. And now we've got our hands on a fortune. And we don't intend to let it go.
Be reasonable. They're trying to push us.
Yeah, Mike. Don't push us.
Yeah, I guess it would be kind of silly of me not to string along with you fellas. The odds were 5 to 1, so I played along. It was 70 miles to the nearest town, and the Navy patrol boat might not come by again for a month. I had only one edge. They didn't know about the hydrophone, a direct pipeline to the deck above.
I'm glad Nelson was reasonable. We need him.
We need him only for a few more days, until he teaches us what we need to know.
What then? Well, there's only one thing to do.
What do you mean?
Look, this is a major find.
We can't take any chances by trusting Nelson. Just what are you proposing to do? And there's no other way. We'll make it look like an accident. No, I don't want any part of anything like that. You don't have to do it. I will. Give me a couple of days. I'll figure out a way.
My brain was running in circles. We were anchored off the end of nowhere, 70 miles to the nearest village. And they knew the jungle. I didn't. I had to be smarter than they were, or get shot. They acted as if nothing had happened, but I knew what was on their minds. I had to have an excuse to listen into the conversation, so I left my lamp and tools below on purpose.
I'll get down and get those tools. Huh?
Yeah, sure. Let's take a look at this stuff.
But instead, I switched on my hydrophone to learn more about their plans.
This is it.
Big? An entire alluvial formation. We found a stratum of sedimentary rock adjacent to the kimberlite we've been working. A load of gemstones.
Great.
Now's the time. We don't need Nelson any longer. No. You mustn't.
You want those diamonds?
What's your plan? How are you going to do it?
Underwater.
Maybe we could make it look like an accident.
It'll work. Believe me. You gonna help? There won't be any fortune if you don't.
And this time I heard my own death sentence. There wasn't much I could do about it. All I had was my spear gun and a little time to prepare for the next move. At the next descent, they had only one objective: to execute Mike Nelson. It looked as if I didn't have a chance. They didn't wait long. Barnes fired his gun at me point blank. I had never told him that a bullet wouldn't travel in the water more than 6 feet. He pulled his trigger again. He pulled it 3 times, but the bullets bounced off my tank. Now they pull their knives. I kept backing away toward the cave that I knew to be the hangout of the giant anaconda. My would-be assassins were concerned only with executing Mike Nelson. They didn't think of the snake. I prodded the snake with my spear gun and moved out of the way. The snake struck out. He enveloped Finelli and Barnes in a deadly hug, while I was on my way to the boat.
Mike, I surrender. I give up. I'm your prisoner. Rules of civilized warfare.
Please, Mike! Help us!
Go ahead. Help him.
He's crushing my rib.
Tell your man to radio the patrol boat. Want to join him down there, too?
No. No. Vaya, que venga la patrulla inmediatamente. Ahorita, vámonos. Ándale. Pronto.
He's crushing my ribs. Bleed.
Ándale la patrulla inmediatamente en la boca del río. El barco Elena, un accidente muy feo.
I was fortunate that the patrol boat was close by. Otherwise, 5 to 1 are bad odds in any man's game. The patrol boat appeared on the horizon. It approached us fast. I had a new lease on life.
Welcome home, Mike.
Well. Hi, Doctor. How are you, huh? Boy, I sure miss seeing you.
I didn't expect you to be gone this long.
It was a little longer than I'd planned.
Well, it must have been interesting work to keep you away so long.
It was that, all right.
I was getting worried.
About me?
No, not you, man. The hydrophone. How did the tests work out? Did you get complete data on it?
I gave it every test possible. Passed them all with flying colors.
I can't thank you enough, Mike.
You don't know the half of it. I'm the one that should thank you. I'll tell you all about it later. Here, let me show you the results. Hello there. I'm Lloyd Bridges. You know, 3/5 of the world is covered by the sea. And how little most of us know about that underwater world. Go below with us again next week, huh?
for another thrilling adventure in Sea Hunt.